So we pretty much have the text and the numbers that we want in this spreadsheet. So our last task is to apply the formatting. And we are going to click on cell B1, and they would like us to wrap the text within this cell, which is actually going to look kind of silly, but we're going to click on that. And you can see that it automatically wrapped the text. Now, how that works is when it looks at the width of the cell, and when a word hits the right edge, it wraps that word to the next line within the cell. So it's kind of like word wrap in word processing, but it's just taking place within a single cell. We're going to highlight B1 through C2. And they want us to merge and center, but we need a variation of the command. So we're going to click on the arrow, and we're going to say merge across. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of keep each line independent, and it's going to merge B1 across to C1, and it's going to merge B2 across to C2. So we're going to choose merge across. And then they want us to modify this a little bit by unmerging. So we're going to go ahead and click the arrow and now unmerge them. And we're going to select a slightly different range. We're going to go from A1 to E2. And now we're going to click the arrow and do that merge across again. But this time, the text is starting over in A1, and it can span over into E1. And for the second line, we've got A2 that can span over to E2. Now at this point, they would like us to choose the middle align button in the alignment group, and that would be this button. So that should put it in the middle vertically. And then we're going to come down to row 3 here. And for row 3, we're highlighting A3 through E3. And they would like us to angle this clockwise, so we can actually just click on that button. And we'll choose angle clockwise. Now looking at this, they decide they don't like it, so they want us to use undo. And continuing on with our formatting, we're going to click on A1. And they want the font to be Bookman Old Style, so I'm going to change it. And you can click on the arrow for this, or you can just start typing in. And once you see Bookman Old Style, you can select it. For the size, 22 is what they want. And for the font color, they want dark blue. And then they basically want something similar for row 2. So for row 2, they want Bookman. And they want size 16. And they want that dark blue. Now, somewhere along the line, we missed center alignment. Oh, that's our next step. Nope, I think we missed it. We're going to highlight our first two, A1 through E2. We're just going to center those horizontally, because somewhere along the line it wanted us to do that. And then we're going to go on to row 3. So we're highlighting A3 through E3, and they want us to center this horizontally. And they would like us to boldface this. And they'd also like italics. And for the range A3 all the way through E18, they want the font to be Bookman Old Style. And then they want some individual portions of cells formatted. And to do this, we are going to use the mini toolbar. So we're going to double click on A4 and we're going to highlight just RD. And that should give you the mini toolbar. And they want us to increase the size of RD. So we're just going to hit this increase button once. And that's going to make it a little bit bigger. Then we're going to go down to A14, double click, and highlight Geneva. And they want us to italicize just Geneva. And then I'll kind of click away. And for columns A through E, they want us to use best fit. So I'm going to highlight A through E. And I'm going to pick one of those borders that are in the middle. And then I'm going to double click. And you should have seen multiple columns adjust. And then in column D, we're going to highlight the numbers and center those. And that does look a lot better. And our next task is going to be to add some borders, which are just lines between rows. They want a double line bottom border on A2. So we're going to select A2. I'm going to go into the border menu. And they want a double line bottom border. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And then for the row below, we're going to highlight A3 through E3. They want a single line bottom border. So we're going to again go into the border menu. And we're just going to choose the regular bottom border on this. And when you click away is basically when you can see those borders. When it's highlighted, it's pretty impossible to see them. Our next little step is going to be to add some background color to our cells, and that's actually referred to as a fill color. So we're going to highlight A1 through E3. And we're going to go into the fill menu. And they want blue accent 5, lighter 80%. So this is in the 9th column, 2nd row. Okay, and if you pause and you hold your mouse still, you can see the name of the color, but that is the one we want. So we're going to go ahead and select it. And for cells C5 through C17, so we've got C5 through C17. Instead of having the accounting style here, they want us to just change to comma. And they want us basically to do the same thing on E5 through E17, changing it to comma. And then at this point, we're pretty much done with this. So we're going to go ahead and save it. And at this point, you can close.